Christian a little bit. Christian getting a step ahead by already kind of stopping here. And really the way that we were just mounting, we're here, here. My hand's already right here, and my arm is already under his elbow also. So I'm already kind of a couple steps deep into the arm triangle choke. But let's say we're not. We're right here. First step is I want to get under his neck with one of my arms. If you have a preferred side, obviously, for me that's my right side here. So I'm gonna almost always, when I can choose, start with my right arm under the neck. You want to be careful, obviously, with the mount escape we just did. I don't want to get swept over this way, so I want this kickstand out right here. So my knee stays tight, but my leg can kickstand out. Either it can always be out, or I can just feel when he's going for a bridge that way, and I want to kickstand out. But you may want it at least a little out anyway, because if he steps over that foot, now all of a sudden I don't have a kickstand, and then I'm going to have to base with this hand, and maybe, fight. It's going to be kind of scrambly, and I may very well get swept over. So have this kickstand ready and maybe outside of his step over range. And then I've got my other hand to base as well, so I can weather a little bit of a storm from here. What I'm gonna do now is dig under my partner's elbow, and I'm gonna either push his elbow up or hope that he just bridges over and pushes his own arm by, which sometimes they do. Or most likely, if neither of those are the case, those are smaller percentage things, all I'm gonna do is arm walk up the elbow right here. I want to open up some big space under his armpit, between his elbow and his ribs, and also between my elbow and ribs. And now we're gonna go into a space that I created with both of those between our two armpits. I'm gonna shove my forehead into the mat right here. So now I've got under his head with my arm, I've got my forehead on the mat. I still can base. Really, I'm not too worried about getting swept from here because I have so much of my weight on this side. It's gonna be hard for him to flip me over to that side. And if he does turn that way, ooh, nice. And they often do that. Just tightens it up themselves. So oftentimes I am kind of just waiting for them to tighten the rest of up, or a lot of it up themselves from here. But if not, no worries. I'm gonna guide his arm up and swim my head up as well, ear to ear. And notice, I'm still in mount. My head is though kind of facing this way. So my body is doing a coil this way. It's coiling into a big arc, ear towards his ear. What you want to make sure now, unless I mess something up big time, I'm probably going to finish this generally, unless it's really, really squirrely or I mess something up. So what I'm going to do from here, we're going to finish this one arm version right now, because that's going to really get the technique and the leverage down, and then we can add strength, of course, to it once we've mastered the technique only version of this one. So I want to make sure that I'm under his chin next with my shoulder. So if he's tucking his chin, which he can definitely be doing right here live, you'll find that you're always over the person's chin oftentimes, and we're just going to be squeezing their face, squeezing their jaw. But we want to be able to put someone to sleep with this move. We don't want to just hope that we'll break their jaw, or we'll put enough pressure and pain on them that they'll tap to it. I want to make sure that I'm right on the artery. So what I'm going to do here is actually shift down, and I'm pushing with my shoulder into his chest and then shifting it up. So now I can feel with my shoulder that I'm under his chin. I can feel his chin above my shoulder. So that's perfect. I'm staying nice and tight. I've got also very important is that I'm not letting his arm get to the mat. If his arm gets to the mat here, now he's free. Obviously, I need to work to get back under it. So once I am under his arm and I've got his arm trapped, I want to keep it trapped by really getting that pressure head towards head right there. From here, palm is on the ground, and very important is my right elbow is glued to the ground the whole time. I've got a couple ways I can dismount from here. Now that I'm under his chin and everything, I can bring my hips up, turn, and baseball slide, or I can do the reverse of how we just mounted. Slap my foot over, and then I have kind of a phantom mount. I can slip off very easily from here. So those are the two ways I want to mount. And then all I need to worry about from that point, I'm under the shoulder, I've got my ear glued to his ear, I've got my elbow glued to the ground. If this elbow starts coming out, that means my pressure is going down and not into his neck. I want the elbow glued to the mat, nice and tight. So as I dismount, I keep my weight on my toes and into that elbow there, and I'm just pressuring into the elbow and being patient, not even squeezing. Ideally, if you can finish this without even squeezing your bicep, even better. That means it's all leverage, all pressure to get the finish. So again, we're here, step one, weather the storm if you need to, kickstand and arm out. driving that elbow up, and then make space between the armpits to bring my head down. And I'm gonna swim this head up, and I glue towards his chin, or towards his ear to ear. I'm already under his chin pretty much, but if I need to, I can dig under it if I'm over it already. So now I'm here. It's dismount time. I keep my right elbow glued to the mat. You notice the right elbow, I just turn a little bit of a clock out, and I keep pressuring towards the right elbow. That was without any squeeze at all, so of course, if I wanna increase the amount of pain / just speed up the choke, I can bicep squeeze, and of course I can add gable grip and do an extra squeeze right there to really amp it up. So let's start with just the one arm version. Once you get good at that and get submissions and get taps with that, then later on we'll grab our palm to palm and have a little squeeze right there. And then you're really gonna pop someone's head off. So any questions on this one?